types of feeding methods. So those are going to be called target feeding and then broadcast feeding. So mainly what you guys are going to be seeing today is going to be that target feeding. So that occurs when our divers feed one specific fish or species of fish at a time. This is usually done with their hands. So as you guys might be able to tell in a second, our divers have little pouches on the sides of their waists. These are full of chunks of fish, so they're going to be able to reach right into those and feed our fish using that. Target feeding is also done from our top side with pairs of tongs. So for some of our fish that have sharper teeth, our top side divers are going to be sticking in tongs with fish as well. And that is also going to be a method of target feeding. You guys might also get the chance today to see some broadcast feeding. That's going to be when our top side divers toss in a kind of generalized fence of food. So that's going to be for the general population of all the fish, and they can kind of swim up and get what they want. So the first species of fish that our divers are feeding today is going to be those sturgeon. So as you can see, our very low diver has just fed one of our sturgeon a few chunks of fish. So our sturgeon, by nature, are bottom feeders. So that is why our divers are headed to the bottom of the exhibit. So they can kind of mimic that behavior in the wild. So sturgeon actually do not have teeth. So instead of chewing up their food, they're actually just able to kind of vacuum it up off of the floor. You can see our diver tried to feed one of the other fish. It doesn't look like they were going for it. But when our sturgeon vacuum up that food, they like to do that from the bottom because they can kind of catch everything that the other fish don't get. As you can see, our sturgeon also have kind of whisker-looking things poking out of their chins. So those are called barbels, and that's how they're actually going to sense that food in the water. So they're able to kind of sense the electrical signals that are sent out when pieces of food are dropped into the water. So I'm sure you guys can hear it, but there is a little sound going on as these sturgeon are being fed. And this is because our divers are performing a reinforcement technique called an auditory bridge. So with an auditory bridge, there's actually three components that go along with this. First is going to be a behavior, followed by a reward, and then in between all of that, there's also going to be a sound. So with our sturgeon here, the behavior they must perform is approaching the divers at chest level or below. So this is very important. If our sturgeon actually go above the diver's head or close to any of their ear, they will not be rewarded with that behavior, because we don't want the sturgeon messing with any of our divers' very important stuff around their heads. So that's actually why our second diver up there has the little PVC pipe, just in case he needs to very gently redirect any of those sturgeon. But as I was saying, this behavior of chest level or below is then followed by a reward, which in this case is, of course, those chunks of fish. And then while all of this is happening, our top diver is shaking what we call an aqua maranga. So I've got an example of that just right over here. So when our diver shakes that, it creates what we call an auditory bridge. So those three things combined is a type of reinforcement. So that